Story number 1. I uncovered my wife's affair. How can I be certain she ended it? I discovered my wife is having an affair with a mutual friend. We've been married for 10 years and have 3 children together. She wants to stay with me and claims she ended the affair. She's expressed guilt and remorse for her actions. She says that she told this person that they need to end things, and then she restricted them on Facebook. When I look at the chat history, she purged it, and all that remained was a message from him saying, "Oh, okay, I'll be here for you," which my wife then hearted. Yes, I am missing the context here, but to me it leaves things open for her to return to him at any time. What can she do to officially end the affair and ensure that I feel comfortable it is over and done with so that I can start to rebuild my trust in her? Also, this other person is married and his wife has no idea. In fact, his wife is inviting us to a birthday dinner in a week or so. Story number 2. Caught partner sending nudes. I've been with my partner for almost 10 years. We're both pushing 35 and male. At the beginning of our relationship, within the first year, I caught him Skyping with another guy. I lost my shit, but he's special to me, and I felt he was remorseful, and we squashed it and moved on. Fast forward until a few weeks ago, and I had to grab his phone to sign into a bank account. I literally never snoop anymore. I did for a few months after the first instance, but decided to because he was working out, and I had a weird feeling based on his reaction when I got his phone. Sure enough, I saw that he was talking dirty to another guy on Reddit, of course. I closed out the tab and thought for a second. Fuck it. We're both comfortable to talk about other guys being attractive. Maybe it was just an outlet. A few minutes after that, he comes up and is standing over me and acting funny and grabbed his phone. He even went as far as to act like the workout was super tough and he was out of breath. I go downstairs to do laundry but looked at the Peloton and he stopped his workout with 20 minutes left. I walk upstairs and ask him if he's doing stuff on Reddit that he shouldn't be, and he played dumb. He gave me his phone and switched his Reddit account. Like I didn't know you could switch in between different accounts, and I switched it back and pulled up his account that he's been sending nudes to other people. He immediately broke down, and we talked for a good few hours about why he feels like he needs validation from strangers online. Of course, I asked if it was me, and all of the standard discourse. Eventually it came out, although he admitted that nothing justified his actions, that it partly had to do with trauma and partly had to do with my weight gain and depression. I will admit that I've gained a ton of weight since we got together, and I have been in some dark places since my mom died in 2021. I understand how it could make him feel, but I don't understand his actions. Come to find out, it's been going on for about 2 years. I was gutted, and I truly feel like he was too because he knew it hurt me. He said he couldn't imagine life without me, and honestly, despite this, I can't imagine life without him either. He agreed to go to counseling because he has issues with needing extra validation, even though I tell him daily how much I love him, and some past trauma. It's been a few weeks now, and I feel like I've let it slip under the rug, but I truly want nothing more than to be with him, but feel dumb for being so forgiving. I'm not sure why I'm even doing this, but hoping to find someone that has gone through something similar. Am I an idiot? Am I doing the right thing? Story number 3. Married female doctor wanted to see my erect penis. Went in for a checkup, STD check and all. Told her I had a tingling sensation in my penis and felt anxious. She called me for my results a couple of days later over the phone, and she said, "You're all good and have nothing to worry about." I told her I still got the tingling sensation in my penis and suggested my penis was very veiny and hard when erect, and told her it was never that veiny before and maybe it's related. She asked me to come in and see her in that instant to show her, as she knew I lived close by, which I thought was strange as it was near the end of her shift. I told her I'll see her the next day at 9 a.m. Next day comes and she told me she started work early just for me and she was due to start at 12. She asked me to do what I have to do to get myself fully erect. I did so and got my penis hard as she requested. She told me everything looked normal while staring at my penis for 5 mins while she was talking to me. Do you think she was inappropriate? I'm thinking she just wanted to see it. Story number 4. Should I break up with my BF who cheated on me twice? With different girls, but it was 2 years ago. And we've been in relationship for 8 years now. Or am I wrong? So it all started when we were in high school. He proposed me when we were in 11th grade, and I accepted his proposal. But then during 12th grade, he cheated on me with a girl from his class. We both were in different classes as we chose different streams. I came to know about it from few friends and also witnessed it myself after then. He cried like a baby and was so sorry, and so I forgave him. Everything went good for a while. And then when we were in college, age 19. He cheated on me again, and it lasted about for a year or something, cause he wanted to break up, but the girl wasn't willing to do so. Hence, he wanted to end things amicably. I have no idea to what extent he was physically connected to both of these girls. He regretted his mistake, and I eventually forgave him, thinking that maybe it happened because he's still young, immature and all. Then he went to Singapore for studies. A girl there proposed him, and when he came back, I saw few chats where she said "I love you" to him several times. But he said it was just a friendly gesture, and I would never fuck around with anyone now that I know how many times I've broken your heart, and she was clearly not his type as per him. He was just trying to make friends in the new country. Now he's back, and he's been acting like the best boyfriend ever. Taking care of me, asking me out on dates, calling me every now and then, and now we're 22. I always dated him with the intention to marry him, but I don't know. I'm terrified that what if something like this happened again after marriage? And on the same hand, I think I might be overthinking stuff. He's the most lovable person I'll ever meet. I'm doubting my sanity, RN. I tried to break up with him over this, but taking to him made me feel bad that punishing him for his past mistakes. Is it right, or am I just overreacting? And he's like, "You've never lived with me yet. You still don't know how much I love you. I'll do everything I can go solve your doubts." Until now, he never gave me his phone when I asked, but I had his fingerprints saved to my phone. He said that there's nothing to hide, and he's just not sure how I'm going to react to certain things that are totally unnecessary to fuck up a relationship we have. And I do sound like a high schooler as I've finished writing my part. He's my first love, and he's the only guy I've been with. Story number 5. I cheated on my partner after my home burnt down. TLDR, last year my home burnt down, my GF got pregnant, and we terminated. Shortly after that, I cheated, and I don't understand why. But now I feel so much guilt, and don't want to lose her, and don't know what to do. I apologize for how long this is going to be. A lot was going on at the time this happened, and this is the only way I can tell this story. If you feel you relate to my story, please help me find a way past this. So last year, I came home from work to my home being on fire. Long story short, that same day, my sister, who I was living with, had a mental break from everything she was going through and ended up at the hospital 5,150 feet, and later went to a rehab facility. Before that, though she lived with me and wasn't home at the time of the fire, thank goodness. She and I weren't super close because we had our issues growing up, but living together as adults helped us turn a new leaf and start healing and mending our relationship. Both of these things began to put stress on my relationship with my GF, as I was no longer able to give us the attention we needed. You see, before all of this had started happening, we were having small arguments at least once a day over small things that would get blown out of proportion. I was learning to accept and acknowledge when I was wrong or being too prideful, and that was the root of many of the arguments. A couple weeks after the fire, we found out we were pregnant. Both of us are in our mid to early 20s working minimum wage jobs, and at the time I had just started a new one and moved back in with my dad due to lack of my own home anymore, and desperately needed to move so my sister would have a home when she got out of the rehab. I was stressed, to say the least, dealing with my issues, the fire, needing to move, trying to support my sister emotionally and mentally, working on my relationship, not only that. But my GF was having issues in her personal life at work and family as well. Even without all of these issues, and the ones I didn't mention, there was no way for us to support a child the way a child needs. We decided to terminate the pregnancy, and this left both of us with more mental and emotional issues to handle. We both felt differently about terminating it. She felt very connected to it, and I did not. To me, it was nothing more than a few cells, and to her, it was someone she lost that she never got to meet. There were also physical side effects she experienced from it that have left her traumatized. It was at this time that I, for some reason unknown to me still, texted a person I used to sleep with from time to time when I was single. I explained to them the basics of the situation and that I would be cheating if I went to them, and they said they were okay with that. I wish I had never texted them. I went to their house in the middle of the night and left my phone at home since my GF and I had each other's locations and we got intimate. There was no penetration, but sex of any kind is still sex. As soon as I left, I wanted to vomit and felt so dirty I spent half an hour in the shower trying to scrub myself of the whole experience. Now, in all the relationships I had, I have never cheated on any of my partners no matter how toxic it got, not even when I was cheated on countless times by the same person. For some time, I didn't feel guilty about it, and now I feel guilty about not feeling guilty. I have no idea what thought process was going on in my head that allowed me to not feel guilty. Since then, she and I had split up for unrelated reasons and stopped talking. Recently, we started talking again and are involved, but not in a relationship. I go to her house and spend the night a lot. Hang out with her and her family, we tell each other we love each other and are working on rebuilding the basis of our relationship. Everything is going perfectly except for one thing. I still haven't told her. I constantly feel sick to my stomach. I'm feeling an unimaginable level of guilt, and I feel so bad for keeping this from her. Before, I was able to forget it had ever happened and just push it out of my mind, and even if I thought about it, it wouldn't stay. Now it's plaguing me, and I feel so guilty every time I tell her I love her, and we have such happy moments together, because I feel like I'm lying to her face that she is with someone who's never cheated on her when she isn't. When we talk about the issues in our relationship before we split, I feel so wrong for talking about things she had done that bothered me, because how can I complain about those things when I literally cheated on her and have lied to her about it since? I don't know what to do. I want to tell her so I can get rid of this guilt and make sure if we start a relationship again afterward, it starts from a place of honesty. But I'm scared I'll lose that chance with her if I tell her. I'm more scared that if I don't tell her, this feeling will only grow stronger until I end up telling her after we're in a relationship. And then she feels lied to for the whole relationship and everything we built comes apart. I can't lose her. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. We are so close, closer than we've ever been with anyone else, and this is the best relationship either of us has ever had. Every detail about this relationship is exactly what we want, and the things that aren't, we both have the capacity and will to change for the other, save for one. I'm so lost and have no idea what to do. If you've read this far, thank you for reading. And if there's anything you want to tell me, feel free. Story number 6. The audacity of this. Exposing a cheating partner. I've had my suspicions over the last couple weeks of something not right when my now ex would go to his shop. I noticed several things that were just different and out of character. He started acting way different, and more like he was into something. By that, I mean sexual. I asked several times and approached him in a respectful way. I was attacked for what I said. I was very uncomfortable, so I decided to leave and left him there for over 24 hours. Went to see an old friend the next day, which she was drunk when I arrived, and she showed her true colors to me as well by calling my man's phone and throwing herself at him like a complete whore. Drunk or not, I warned her before she got on that phone with him not to do what she did. I was pretty convinced then. It wasn't until this morning, Saturday morning, that all was confirmed it was absolutely her. Her vehicle was spotted very, very close to his shop, and again I left him at his shop Friday night as well, because the uneasiness and awkward behavior began. It had happened at least 5 times in the last week. So when the car was spotted, it was known, and I called them both out on it, and no answer. Needless to say, what kind of friend would do that to someone, let alone your man to do that to you? Like WTF, they call themselves followers of Jesus Christ and Christian. Ha ha, may God have his vengeance on them, and I'm out. Thanks for letting me vent. Story number 7. Should I confront him? Before you come for me, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm looking for advice, I guess. So I've been with my partner for 7 years, and I found a few little things to make me feel uneasy on his phone. However, I brushed them aside because I loved him. However, the feeling wouldn't go away. So I made a fake Snapchat and pretended to be a woman. Now, him and this fake girl have been talking for a few days, and he wants to meet up. Obviously, I'm devastated and angry, but I'm not sure what to do now. Obviously, this girl isn't real. So I'm thinking, I pretend to meet him somewhere and confront him? If so, where would be the best place to do that? Or should I just go there and pretend like I was already there by myself?